Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Apple Sims, and today's video is a very exciting one. I am finally starting my little createasim series, creating my subscribers' sim ideas. That is kind of a mouthful. I might end up finding a way to condense this title or like a better title for it, but currently that's what I'm sitting at. A few videos ago and on my community tab, I asked you guys to leave sim ideas for me. Basically, you can give like an appearance description with like hair color, eye color, maybe skin tone, fashion sense, stuff like that. Or you could just give me like an actual like backstory for the sim. So like some people left like career ideas or just kind of like overall vibes for the sim. And I took those and I created them into sims. Now you'll see later on in the video, but I actually had an incident where one of the sims I created ended up not getting recorded. But I left the sim in the video anyways because I did follow the idea structure and I really liked the sim, so I didn't want to get rid of him. I really I was so excited too. I was like, oh, I like creating male sims on my channel because I feel like every time you see creative sims, it's typically female sims. So I was like, let me branch out. Let me add like two female sims and a male sim. I try to kind of balance out the creative sims I tried to do at least. Obviously, female criticisms are more popular, but that sim unfortunately did not end up getting recorded because I am a little bit dumb and didn't record it. But getting into our first sim here, I love how the sim came out. It is a sim by Laura Grace, and they commented that they are a new subscriber and they are also a Sims player. And they are also an author. And so they gave me one of their characters. And so she's one of their main characters. Her name is Rosalind. She has a forestry style with greens and dark reds. And she's a redhead with more on the orange side and has wavy hair, lots of freckles. She's pretty stubborn and she loves traveling. I don't remember if I gave her a hot-headed trait. I really hope I did because of that stubborn characteristic. But thank you to that commenter right there. I loved making this sim. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of already had like a slight vision. I was just like, okay. I mean, like, I feel like that is so typical for me personally. To when I do a redhead sim, I feel like I'm so drawn to giving them green eyes and freckles, like a lot of freckles. I'm so prone to doing this, but I think she came out cute. I do love this look with redhead sims personally. I try to branch out and give them to other sims other than redheads, but it made for a lot of fun. So I hope that this sim kind of reflects your vision of your character. I feel like with this specific sim, it was a little bit harder to do because obviously this person created a sim. They are an author, and or not sim, but they created a character, and they have this vision of this character in their head. So I felt a little bit more am I doing this right? Like, is this how this person envisioned this sim? Like, I was a little bit on the fence. But yes, I definitely do think I could have gone for a slightly wavier hairstyle. I am looking at it now and I'm like, that's not that wavy. The hair that I had on at first was a little bit more wavier, but it's very cute. And I think what I really loved about this hair was like the slight wave and the bangs. But here are some example of forestry style that I looked up on Pinterest. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit like confused as to what forestry style was before I looked it up because my mind thought like forest. I was just thinking more cottagecore, right? But what I put on the screen is kind of what I kept seeing the most of when I looked up that style. So, to the creator of the character, I really hope I reflected this well. If I didn't and you did kind of envision something a little bit more girlier or like cottage core esque, I don't think you did. You didn't say cottage core, but that's what my brain kind of went to when I first saw that word. But I really hope this style is kind of what you envisioned because that was what I found when I looked up on Pinterest. I think Pinterest is going to be a really big helpful tool for me during this series for like anyone who mentions like fashion sense because I am horrible. If you're a longtime viewer of my channel, I'm horrible when it comes to dictating like styles and what like they're specifically called. Like, I don't know aesthetics in the slightest. So I kind of just had to rely on Pinterest for this one. Hopefully Pinterest helped me out. But I love this sim. So cute. I love this outfit. It's very like I didn't incorporate the dark reds that were mentioned, but I saw this little flannel look and I could not pass. And I kept seeing a lot of like brown pants, like more brown or khakied, like jeans or just like colored pants. So I kind of want to incorporate that too. And I kept seeing a lot of Doc Martens because at first I was like wanted to go with like Converse, and then I saw some boots, but I was like, I feel like these are good. So that's what I went with. Okay, I did give the hot-headed trait. Perfect. Because we know that this sim like isn't totally outdoorsy, stubborn. But I didn't. I added good because I was like, okay, just because they're stubborn doesn't mean like they're a bad person, or like hot-headed doesn't make them a bad person. So that's why I kind of added in that good trait to balance out. Also, no last name was mentioned, so I randomized a last name. I think it's just Adair. So hopefully you don't mind that, to the creator of the sim, and thank you for suggesting her. She is beautiful. At least I hope I did her justice. But here is the sim that I totally forgot to record, but it's a celebrity author that makes enough money to survive off of royalties, but they choose to work mundane jobs to look for inspiration out of boredom, and they never get higher than level 4 in any career before switching to something new, and they grew up rich. And that prompt was given to me by the same person that gave me this Sims prompt. So thank you to Charlie. Charlie's like a long time like subscriber to my channel. So I really appreciate you and all the suggestions that you gave. I saw the full list and I am going to definitely make every single one that you mentioned. But in saying that, I'm sorry that the male sim did not get recorded properly. I did want to leave in that sim. If you do want another take at that idea, I could totally go in and do that. But here is the other sim, and I did a socially awkward rancher sim that lives isolated in Granite Falls. They live self-sufficiently and occasionally sells wood carvings and makes their own furniture. Now, I feel like this sim and our first sim, Rosalind, would be good friends. I accidentally both gave them flannels, so I apologize for like the repetition in styles kind of that I ended up going with. It was totally not on purpose, but I love how all of these sims came out. It's so fun to like take your ideas and work them into sims because maybe I wouldn't have gone with like a specific thing, but it was also kind of like fun to play around with like what their like face structure would look like. I don't know, because like obviously with that I had to be a little bit more imaginative, so that was kind of fun for me. And I hope I kind of made some unique sims. Like I don't think this sim looks like the first sim in terms of like features wise, but more so style wise. But originally, this sim wasn't supposed to be a rancher sim. She was actually supposed to be a different prompt. I don't know. It was supposed to be the one with the sunglasses, but I ended up really like loving her face shape, and I was a bit afraid if I added like the sunglasses, it would kind of take away from the face, and I really loved how like kind of unique it was compared to like some of my other sims. And then I put this hair on her, and immediately I was like, no, this is the rancher. And so I took that prompt and I made the rancher sim. So I hope you don't mind. That kind of change in what I went with, especially because the face was kind of based off of the original prompt. But I feel like the face ended up working perfectly for this prompt, but even better than the sunglasses one. For those of you who don't know the comment, there was a prompt. I don't know the full thing. I will end up creating that sim, but there was like a prompt where the sim always wears sunglasses, no matter the weather. So I thought that was really funny, and I would love to create that sim in a future one. But yeah, I kind of want to discuss the future of this series. As you guys, if you're new to my channel, hello, first of all. And second of all, I have an OBS recording issue. My game, or like my laptop maybe, it cannot handle recording anything outside of createasim. So currently I'm trying to just, I'm pushing out videos, but unfortunately like only doing createasim videos can get a little bit boring for both me and you guys. So I decided I wanted to do a creating my subscribers sim ideas video. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and drop ideas down below. I'd love to hear them, and I will definitely be creating them in a future video. This is just like a fun way for me to interact with you guys as well as keep content going, because I feel like sometimes I might not be as creative with my sim ideas, and I don't want, if all I can do is make creative sim videos, I do not want to get stuck in a bubble and be pushing out the same kind of looking sims over and over again, or like, you know what I mean? So I feel like by being able to kind of interact with you guys, get your ideas down, it's really interesting, because I might have never thought to do something or create a sim like this, especially like this rancher sim. I would have never thought to just create a sim like this for my channel on my own. So it is very nice to have you guys giving me your ideas, and to the creators of The Sims, or like ideas for these Sims. I really hope you guys liked how they turned out. Once again, apologize about the male Sim not being recorded properly. Just know I was very upset because it was a tedious process creating his look, and I was really proud with how he came out. But we have her here with the rancher trait. She's socially awkward. She's a maker, and I kind of did not want to accidentally give her the same um aspiration as the other sim. So I went in and I made her a nectar maker because I was like, she likes to create things on her own. So maybe she's making her own like drinks as well. And she's like, maybe she's selling those on the side. And you know, she lives in Granite Falls, as like a place I imagine Rosalind to be in a lot. And oh, I love this name, Parker. Such a cute name. But yeah, guys, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed, please give me a thumbs up, comment down below your sim ideas. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye, everybody.